Good day. My name is Brian Smith. I'm a student at Full Sail University, and I'm going for my mobile gaming master's, working on my capstone project, War I Flying Circus, and I was asked about what are some of the things that didn't go right with the flying circus. And on a negative side, I've been using Unity as my IDE, my integrated development environment, and it doesn't always work the way you would expect it to. And so I'm going to demonstrate that. So here we are in Unity, and I had for a while the ads working, so I could do the reward video in game, and so that was working great. But the problem was that actually Unity has two different sides of its ads kind of environment. There's these ads that are added in with the services, but there's also Unity monetization, which is added in via the package manager. I tried the Unity monetization because that was a more modern kind of way of doing it. Couldn't get it to work, stepped back to the ads, but they always were fighting against each other. And finally, now what has happened is the ads has been deprecated. Grand, okay. I tried to switch over to the Unity monetization, but because they're always fighting against each other, I've been unable to rip out ads enough to be able to get the monetization, back into there again. So that's one issue. So then I thought, hey, no problems. What I'll do is I'll start working on the in-app purchasing. And so I thought this will be, relatively easy. In fact, look at this right here. It says simplifying cross-platform IAP for the in-app purchasing. Well, who wouldn't want to simplify that? And that seems like a great opportunity there. So, so I go into the services and I click on that, and we got to enable the analytics, which is fine. So let's enable that. And it's working away on importing all the different assets. And so the bottom line with this, as it's going through all this, is that I've tried many different ways, and I've been through forums and Quora and all sorts of different places to try to really figure out how to get the in-app purchasing working inside of War I Flying Circus, and I've been unable to. And I think it's because largely Unity has its knickers in a twist. Could be related to the integration of Firestore and Firebase, which I had some difficulties with, but also too, I think the ads and the difference between Unity ads and Unity monetization, been having some difficulties with that. So anyway, here we are with the in-app purchasing. I'm at 221, and I've tried all the various different flavors of the in-app purchasing. There's many different flavors out there, all the way up to 4.03, and nothing really has given me joy. So we'll just stick with a 221 just for as a demonstration here, and we'll import that package because you want to click that import button only if the IAP package is 2.2.2 or below. So here we are, including all these things into here. We got, this is all good things here. Next, that's preparing this package. So these are all great, excellent steps. Look at all the things that are beginning here. Excellent. So I'm going to import them. Maybe it would have been a little bit more exciting if I would have had this already installed, but I just want to show you that going through kind of just a very logical process. Indeed, this is the kind of thing where you would expect to be able to do these steps and generally have something that is working. And that's not, but with Unity, often it is the case, but sometimes it is not the case. You can spend days, literally days, trying to figure out what's going on with this big complex thing. So we're going to close and clean up the installer scripts. Grand. Okay, so we get a little bit more work there. And now I'm going to take you into the C# script. And so here, now what I've done is I've added the purchasing. And so we'll just uncomment out this using the purchasing. And there it is. Does not exist in the namespace. So and again, I've tried all sorts of different things. I've Googled these kinds of errors. And so when it does here kind of work like that, then what I want to do is I want to add the, it is the iStore listener, is the extension for the interface. And here's where I get, again, more errors. So it's just going down this progression. There's just not much, and there's the next step for me with for this Unity. Again, I think it's the version of Unity that I'm using with all the different modifications, because I wasn't a very smart Unity person when I started all this process. And so I was doing a lot of integration, and I was tearing things out when I didn't need them. Another example is the testing, both the static and dynamic testing. I integrated it in, got it working, but then eventually tried to tear it out, and it did a not so great job of tearing it out. So I think the goal here, what I need to do, but what hasn't really worked with Unity is that some of these things that should be easy just don't seem to be easy. And even after I've spent days trying to fix them. So anyway, my goal with this is to I'm going to create a virgin implementation of Unity, and then start plugging in all these different things. Now that I'm smarter about how to plug them in, update my cold start documentation to follow this plugin, and then also then integrate in the World War I Flying Circus, all my code, all the different objects and things that I've done there, and create this from a version base, build things back up again without having to have built things up, tear it down, build things up, tear it down. And I think, again, I've got Unity's knickers in a twist. So that's where I am with that. And so anyway, it is something that hasn't worked all that great, but I didn't expect Unity to be perfect with that. But really, indeed, there's the IDE is so complex that there's lots of opportunities where somebody who is not as strong on the total integration of this environment can go in and really kind of mess things up. Could be my fault in terms of pilot error, but it could, of course, it could be Mr. Unity's fault. But anyway, I haven't been able to figure that out with these two elements.